What was once an ordinary high school, a joyful place for learning, was transformed into Security Office 21, a prison complex that had held 18,063 people captive, of whom only 12 would survive. S21 is known as the most notorious torture camp among the 196 camps operated by the Khmer Rouge regime from 1975 to 1979. The walls of these worn-out prison cells have borne witness to stories of anguish, echoing with the cries of suffering during those darkest days. Let's retrace this genocidal path together. Realize the last 14 victims who were murdered in the final days before the collapse of the regime. What remains to describe this sight is anguish. Next to the graves stands Building A. Each step towards it feels heavy. This building consists of an array of interrogation chambers where victims were chained and tortured. Beating, chaining, electric shocks, and waterboarding were among the forms of physical violence inflicted. One of the most brutal methods was the gallows, a rope climbing pole repurposed to hang prisoners upside down and submerge them into filthy water to torture them into confession. But the torment was far from over. Building B exhibits the gruesome and systematic approach of Dut, the chief overseer and executioner of S21. The faces you see here, old and young, Cambodian and foreign, were photographed and meticulously documented before meeting their unjust fate. Some stare back with despair, while others carry a faint hint of defiance against the regime. What must have they felt, knowing these might be their final moments? Cell walls were not enough to confine the victims. Barbed wire encircled every building, with Building C being the last of its kind. The prisoner cries echo even louder inside the cell. Its blood-stained walls tell the untold suffering of each one of them in this confined space. Can you fathom the despair they have to endure here? Walking towards Building D, the burden of history grows heavier. Each footsteps echo the horror of the past that demand to be remembered. How can 4 years of genocide be forgotten? The bones and skulls of the innocents, unearthed from the ground of Chung Ai killing field, stand as a display for the world to witness and memorialize the victims of such unspeakable atrocities. For when the weight of sorrow becomes too overwhelming, the White Lotus Room offers a place for solace and reflection. Visitors are invited to breathe deeply, contemplate, and process the profound emotions stirred by the journey through the museum. Here, a moment of peace and stillness can be found amidst the chaos of history. After the collapse of the Khmer Rouge regime, S21 was later repurposed as the Tuoslang Genocide Museum under the guidance of the Ministry of Culture and Fine Arts. Today, it stands as a beacon of remembrance to the horrors committed under the Khmer Rouge regime.